Welcome back, survivors. Disturbed Z here, and we are back in Timberborn. Alright, guys, so we got a little bit of stuff going on today. We are waiting on the beavers to finish up the storage and whatnot. We're going to continue to expand and grow and all that kind of good stuff. We've got our little Spatterdock farm out here, so we're going to try to start getting some more stuff going. But exciting news today. So, a new version of Timberborn is finally in the works. It is going to be in experimental, which I'm not going to switch over to experimental with all the mods and everything, because that's probably just going to get bugged out. Now, if you'd like to see it covered, there's a good chance that in the later experimentals, I might. It just depends on how long we're on this map. So we might be able to switch over and all that. But if we do, I think I'm going to play. I think the first map, the first season, the first whatever you want to call it, after the update, I think we're going to do just vanilla, because there's going to be so many changes to the game. And I'll go over a few of those with y'all today as we're working through some stuff and trying to build things. So the first bit of the update says no district limits. They are completely getting rid of the district limits. Those are going to be gone. We don't have to worry about how far out our wall is. We can just continue to build without ever looking back. Which is good, which is great, which is, a thing. I don't know how many times I've sat here and wished that the district limits were just a tad bit longer, just to keep things going. I don't think that's going to get built, but yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's going. That's just, once again, district limits. They just But anyway, like I said, the devs said that they did a whole bunch of optimization, especially on the district limits, and I think it was the pathing, is what they were saying. Something about that was causing the game to be a memory hog, basically. So they're looking at a much smoother gameplay now. So that's going to be awesome. Anytime we get a FPS boost increase, it's going to be awesome. And they're talking about like 80% higher. So, I'm really hoping that holds true for the bigger, larger cities. Kind of like the last map that we had, where I was getting, down to like 5 or 6. Well, we were getting down to 2 frames on speed 3, which 80% of that would only give me 3 frames. So I mean, that in that aspect, that's not very much. But on speed 2, where we were getting 5 or 6 frames, boosting that back up to close to 8 or 9, that would be. That would still be a very good boost at that point for that. So nothing to look down at. Like I said, anytime the game can get optimized, that is a good day. Now, they're going to have a new map, and they're going to have a fully new reworked food chain for the Iron Teeth beavers, which I think is both good and bad at the same time. I'm gonna be the person that says, why does the different factions need different foods? But at the same time, I am excited for it, because it gives us new stuff to do, and it makes the factions more individualized. So, I think that's their main goal, is they don't. I think by the by the time everything gets said and done and finished, I think the folk tales are going to be completely different than the Iron Teeth, and it's going to be almost a different gameplay. Which, I'm excited to see, hear, find out, do all that kind of good stuff. I love to see it. So a couple of we're just going to go over all the new crops that were listed. So, and I'm going to try to say these without mispronouncing some of them. But the first one is kohlrabi. I think it's kohlrabi. It says that it's the starting food, keeps the belly full, but that's about it. So is that the equivalent of the carrot, or is that the equivalent of a berry? So I'm not exactly sure, because in the current gameplay, the berry feeds the beavers, but that's about all it does. It doesn't really do much else for them. So, I'm not 100% sure there. Speaking of berry, I need to put a gatherer over here. That way I can make sure that our berries continue to be gathered. And I'm just going to put that guy right there. This guy over here, he's going to get removed. Yeah, I'm going to remove him. Okay. The second one will be canola, and it will be used to produce canola oil. Imagine that. Imagine that. We're going to have canola oil. Now, exactly what the canola oil is used for, haven't a clue. After that, we've got cassava, which will be fermented in the fermenter. So, once again, haven't a clue. I've never heard of cassava. I don't know what that is. Then we'll have soybean, which will also be fermented in the fermenter. And I'm trying to think of. I'm not that familiar with soybeans, so I'm thinking like, what does a fermented soybean do for us? Like, what kind of food is that? Is that a specific food? I'm not sure. Don't know. After that, we got corn. Everyone loves corn. And corn is turned into rations in the food factory. So we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have new buildings, fermenters, food factories, all that kind of good stuff. I have no idea what the rations are going to do, like with the food and the well-being. I don't know how that's going to be, I don't know how that's going to change. With the Iron Teeth being more industrial, maybe food isn't like the actual food isn't that big of a thing. Maybe they're going to be bigger on drinks, because it seems like a lot of the stuff is being fermented and whatnot, and the only thing I can think of when you tell me fermented is some sort of drink, and maybe that's what they're going to rely on. Don't know. But anyway, after that, we've got eggplant, which will also be turned into rations. So, once again, I don't know if there's a different type of ration, or if food plays less and drinks play more. I'm not sure. We will also get a mangrove tree, which is grown in shallow water. We are finally going to get a shallow water tree, which is excellent. Excellent. I've been saying we needed a mangrove tree for a while now. Now, shallow water, I'm assuming, is less than a block tall, which, I can understand. You wouldn't want a giant mangrove tree that could be 3 blocks deep, so you wouldn't want that. So, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. It says yields tasty fruit, and in an emergency can be cut for some logs. So it's probably going to be a low yield tree that produces fruit. So it's going to be kind of, I bet you it's going to replace a lot of this stuff that we have in current maps and in current games, to where, you're, instead of having the dead tree look, we're going to have mangroves, you know. Which is great. I think it's an excellent addition. Now, after that, the last one that's listed is the coffee bush, which will yield beans that are roasted to make coffee. So I'm wondering, you know, are we gonna have like, is it gonna be another thing in the grill? You know, like who is gonna do the roasting of the coffee beans? And like I said, so to me it seems like there is at least 3 different drinks. It sounds like, or food items. I don't know. I mean, obviously coffee is a drink, you know. I'm assuming that whatever the soybeans are fermented into and whatever the cassava is, that's going to also be a drink. Maybe, possibly. All right, hold on here. Let me see something. So I had a comment. I think it was Andrew, if I'm not mistaken, had said that some of my blocks around the island were negative blocks. I wanted to check on that real fast and see if any of the blocks are not producing water, because I thought they were all positive blocks, and so far it's looking like they might all be positive. But I want to double check just to make sure that I wasn't incorrect when I said that they were all positive. It does look like that. Okay, so all of the blocks around here are positive. Now all of these over here, I'm not 100% sure. I think these are all negative, because the only places where there's water at is places that it's already overflowed. Yeah, so I'm almost 100% sure that every one of these blocks out here on the outer edge of the hole of the crater, whatever you want to call it, are all negative. All right, so what? Here we go. All right, so what did we set this one to? We set that one to paper, so this one needs to be set to Spatterdock, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's see, Spatterdock. Which one? There it is, right there. All right, so that's set to Spatterdock. Now these are gonna die out in a day. No, that should be fine. Those should be recovered here in just a second. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Okay. So all of our crops will survive a small lack of water, a dry spell, whatever you want to call that. The transition period there. Beaver is injured. Building lacks power. Why? Oh, yeah, because we did not build... I did not build the connection right there. There we go. All right, got that connection put in. So that is good. So let's see. What else is in the update? Because there's still more stuff in the update. Let's see. There's the food stuff. Okay, so buildings. Fermenter produces fermented cassava, soybean, and mushrooms. Okay, so they did not list mushrooms up there in the new food category, but it is listed under the new building. So I guess we're going to also have mushrooms. Let's see. Oil press squeezes oil out of canola seeds. Okay. Hydroponic garden with a steady supply of water, and over the course of a long period, this stackable garden grows algae and mushrooms and used to create highly nutritious rations and fermented food. Okay, so that gives us a better insight of what's going on. So we're going to have stackable hydroponics. So that's very interesting. So we're not going to... I wonder if we're going to grow any food in fields or if it's all going to be in the hydroponics. and I wonder how it's going to be like supplied with water. I'm curious as to how this is going to happen. So, let's see. Where are we at with stuff? I'm trying to think of what we need to get done next. I've been kind of just doing little stuff so that our trees could replenish. And it seems like we've got enough wood now, and we've got enough of that over there. So I'm thinking maybe we need to run over here and put down a new district. For the time being, of course. Let me see here. Hold on. How far are we out? We are yellow right here. Okay, so I think for the time being, let's see. Let me double check, see how far we are. We are, wow, actually it went red this far. Well, that's cool. I wish it'd go red all the way over here. Or, I wish it'd extend out a little bit. I'm going to try something real fast before we go doing anything else. Let me see if I extend the road. I don't think the road's going to affect... I don't think it's going to affect this corner, but let's run a path out here and see what that does. See if that does anything for the range. Okay, we got that. Let's see. There's the building, and no. So technically, we could. See, this is the bad part, because I could technically come back in here, and I think we're just going to go ahead and do this. We're just going to leave that one little spot open. Yeah. We're just going to fill this in. That way the current district can take care of what they need to take care of. Alright, so we'll do that. Trying to think if there's any way I could shorten the distance over here so that we have a better range, but I don't really see anything that I could do to extend the path. I mean, it's pretty much a straight shot. I mean, you go straight down here, you turn, you go here. I mean, even if we were to go over and then over, I don't think it would change anything. So I think we'd be at the same distance. But anyway, that at least gives us that right there. How are we over here? They stopped right there. Okay. Either way, we're going to need another district, I think. For now. I'm just going to put it up here as like a temporary. And then we will work towards getting stuff situated here. So, yeah, I know it's not going to let me connect there, but I don't know where to bring it back to. I guess for right now, let's just kind of bring it back to here. We'll put in a district gate right there, and then we're going to try to... Well, hold on. Where's the range? It does... Yeah, let's put in... Let's put in a log pile. Yeah, I wish it was right there. Okay, so let me put in a log pile right there. I'm going to put in a lumberjack over here. Yeah, I'm going to put it in right there across from that. And let me go ahead and grab all these little trees just to kind of clear them up out of the way. Whatever's in his range right there. Okay. clean up some of this a little bit here. One of these days, I hope they optimize this a little bit so that the cut tool doesn't cause any optimization problems, any lag, any issues there. So hopefully that works out. There we go. We'll just cut that back a little bit. Alright, excellent. So, let that continue to run. I'm going to put that right there. So, that will be the first little deal here. We'll get that done, and then, of course, we're going to need... Well, hold on a sec here. Can I be sneaky with it? Hold on. Let me see. If I connect you. Haha. Yes. Okay, so our current beavers will go build that, and then they will put logs in it, and then we can separate it, and we'll do it like that. Okay. Great. We have a plan. All right, back to the stuff. Okay. Food factory produces nutritious rations from corn, eggplants, and algae. So they're gonna be eating rations, and I'm gonna assume there's different types of rations or different grades or something. Coffee brewery. Let's see. Brews coffee from gathered coffee beans. Okay. Let's see. New tree. Oak. These mighty trees may take a while to grow, but the reward is grand. Okay, takes 30 days to fully grow, yields 8 logs. That's no different than a maple, correct? Pretty sure. Hang on, we got some flooding here. Why do we have flooding? Oh, because it's... Yeah, okay. No, we're good. It's going to take us a minute, but yeah, no, we're good. How deep did that get? Just barely over? Okay. Alright, had to double check. Make sure that we weren't doing anything here. Yep. And this is the exact reason why we have what we have. Alright, so what else do we got here? So I am wondering if we're going to have a completely different set of trees with them, because of the oak. Let's see. Wheat, carrot, potato, sunflowers, cattail, and spatterdock are now folktale exclusive. On existing Iron Teeth saves, ground crops are replaced with the kohlrabi, and the aquatic crops are gone. Okay, so Iron Teeth will no longer have aquatic crops, which, okay. That, like I said, they're going to make them completely different here. Let's see, what else do we got? Chestnut tree and maple are now folktale exclusive, which would be why we get an oak. On existing Iron Teeth saves, these trees are replaced with pines and oak, respectively. Lowered maple's log yield. Ew. How? It doesn't say how much, but all right. So maple is now going to have a lower log yield, which that's going to make folktales a little bit of a harder playthrough as well. Just with that, I've seen it here 1,000 times where people are like, build more maple, grow more maple, we need more maple, and now maple's going to be less producing. Yeah. Anyway, aquatic farmhouses, grill, grist mill, and bakery are now folktale exclusive. On existing Iron Teeth saves, these buildings are gone, with the related goods replaced with various new goods. For example, bread is replaced with fermented soybean. Okay. So, soybean's not a drink. Soybean's going to be a food item. I still don't know what a fermented soybean is. I thought it was going to be a drink, but Obviously, that is incorrect. Like I said, I'm not a big soybean person. I don't know what you use it for. I mean, I know you can get like various things. Don't they make tofu out of soybeans? I think they do. I don't know. Y'all let me know. As always, I rely on y'all's vast knowledge because a lot of y'all know things that I just don't for whatever reason. Don't have time, never bothered with, whatever. Anyway, back on to new things. Let's just keep going here. Actually, while we're doing that, they've already reached all, well, they've reached it all except for those couple of spots, and, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna do us any good, but I'm gonna put a ladder right here just to have a ladder. We're gonna see. Who knows? Maybe they'll climb up and use it, or they might not. They might just fill this full of logs. No, they're actually gonna come build it. Awesome. All right. So we're also gonna have new monuments. So there's gonna be a farmer monument, a brazier of bonding, or brazier, I guess that's how you'd say it, brazier, fountain of joy. And then you're going to have your labor monument, your flame of unity. How many iron teeth do you need to change a light bulb or refuel a brazier? 4, apparently. Okay, that's just what it says under flame of unity. And then the tribute to ingenuity. Let's see, on existing save, most all new monuments are replaced with new versions. Okay, so they're all going to have a new look to them. So we're going to get new monuments, which is awesome. Let's see, updated building, farmhouse, efficient farmhouse. Exclusive to Folktales, and has 3 workers. Oh, that's going to be nice. I had said something about it just the other day, that I was saying that we had to add in an extra farmhouse just because we weren't harvesting all of our fields. So if we have a farmhouse that's running 3 beavers, that's going to be pretty good. So what else do we got? New building, farmhouse. It is smaller version. It's a 2x2. Okay, so no longer the 2x3. We'll have a 2x2 farmhouse. Okay. Let's see, industrial lumber mill. The lumber mill variant is exclusive to Iron Teeth and has a new twice as Sawway, S-A-W-W-Y, Sawway model. Also has 2 workers. Let's see, lumber mill is now Folktale exclusive. And we're going to have different variants for each faction for the campfire, the forester, and the tapper shack. So all of those are going to be different. So that's awesome in its own right there. So I'm looking forward to this update. This is going to be a very distinctive update, I think. It's it's going to be a good one, I think. I think they're going to get the separation between the 2 factions that they've been looking for here. Alright, then it talks about the district reworks. Let's see, districts no longer have range limits. Colored range lines remain on paths to inform you that a building might be too far from the district center to operate efficiently. So they're still going to have the markings there just to show you how far away from everything they are. And they did say, you could have a single district that covers an entire map, but it could make your beavers very inefficient from, running from, like, say, housing down here if their job is way over here and they need food that's way down here. Your beavers are going to spend a lot of time running back and forth. But like I said a minute ago, on a map like this, we would be able to complete our wall with a single district, and then we could put a new district and change things up and, so forth and so forth. So, it is what it is. It's a thing. So, how are we doing on beavers here? So we have 0 unemployed. We actually need 2 vacancies. Okay. So we still have berries. We still have water. So do I need to have a couple extra vats? I think we might need another vat or two just to keep things going here. So I'm just going to put in 2 vats right there. I'm going to leave a gap just in case I want to put something in there. And we'll let that run. We'll see if we can't increase our numbers a little bit more. Let's see, what else do they have? Let's see, added colored numerical range indicators to the settlement panel and individual building panels to further help you identify buildings that might be too remote. So they're focusing a lot on distance. Like I said, they're giving us the freedom, but at the same time, they're warning us that, that we could be penalized for having that far of a distance here. Let's see, new building, district crossing. This 2-sided building replaces the district gate. Each side of the building connects to a different district and has a dedicated worker responsible for moving goods between the crossing and the rest of the district. That's another thing they had talked about. We're not going to have distribution posts anymore. Those are going to be gone. The distribution posts are going to, they're going by. We're going to have to figure things out. So, which, with stuff like that, that makes me wonder how the train mod and everything else is going to work from there. And we're going to run today's video just a tad bit long, guys, so that we can cover everything really quick. I'm trying to hurry and get through some of this stuff. Let's see, added an additional toggle to all storage buildings when set to supply. It employs haulers and district crossing workers to pick up goods from the storage and redistribute them to other warehouses while continuing to accept new goods. Goods are distributed across districts proportionately to the capacity of storage and the factory inputs for a particular good. Warehouses set to empty or supply are excluded from the import demand calculation. Okay, added the distribution tab to the settlement panel to use it to set per district, per resource, export thresholds. Okay. And then we're going to have a labor category on the bottom toolbar. New icon was renamed District Management. It also houses District Center and District Crossing now. Okay. So that's not going to be under the pathing anymore. That's going to have its own little tool. So we've got that. There's going to be a new map. It's going to be called the Crater Map, which looks oddly similar to a certain mouse character's head. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all be sure to go check that out. Optimization, and let's see, what is that? 80% on Windows and 60% on Mac. Let's see, what else do we got? They are doing some quality of life and UI changes. And that's a big list of things there. I'm gonna let y'all check that out. Because like I said, it's just a bunch of, UI stuff, and, they changed the font sizes to make it more consistent. They changed what happens when you hover over things with the cursor. They fixed some of the sounds as you click on things. So, a bunch of that kind of stuff. And then they changed the difficulty settings. They've been rebalanced. Ruins can no longer be demolished, making them an obstacle map creators can use or pace the player's progress. Okay. Power Wheel's output is now affected by the worker's walking speed. Okay, so the higher your well-being, the faster they walk, the more power they can generate. I like that. That makes sense. Dandelion is known to be an unwelcome party guest, so we've lowered the speed at which it self-spreads. Okay, so it's no longer, and as you can see right here, I mean, our little field of it is just like full of it, and I don't even need that much. They changed a few audio things. They did some changes to some of the, let's see, some crop models are now randomly rotated on spawn. Okay, so they've changed a few little things here and there. Lights at the campfire and rooftop terrace and other self-lighted buildings are now less prone to bugging out. And then they've changed just, you know, some different stuff like goods from deleted buildings. Added new studio employees. Okay, so yeah, that's just talking about them. And then, of course, a bunch of bug fixes, which, like I said, if y'all want to see the full list, be sure to go check it out. It seems like there's a lot of stuff coming, guys. I am very, very, very excited to see what they're bringing to the table here, because, yeah, it's going to be a good one. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I do hope everyone has enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It is an awesome way for you to show your support to me, to the channel, to the video, and to the game itself. And as always, feel free to share the video on any social media you're using. You guys just like to stop, take a moment, and thank each and every one of y'all for all of your wonderful, awesome support. All the comments, all the likes, all the subscribers, and all the videos shared. It is awesome, and I do appreciate it. And with that being said, until next time, survivors, keep on surviving.